So picture this. You spend hours, really working hard on your resume.
Oh, yeah, we've all been there.
Right. And you find a great job opening on the Mercor platform.
Exactly. You apply, and you feel really hopeful about it.
But then you get an email, and it says you are invited to an AI interview.
Yeah, that is when your heart starts beating a little faster.
Yes, suddenly you feel stressed. You might think, well, what is an AI interview? How do I talk to a machine?
I mean, it is completely normal to feel confused or nervous about this.
It really is.
For our entire lives, interviews have been with real people, right? You shake hands, you smile, you read their body language.
Yeah, you connect with them.
Exactly. So talking to a computer screen instead of a real human being, well, it feels strange. It feels very unnatural at first.
It really does. It is kind of like leaving a very long, very important voicemail.
That is a great way to describe it.
You are speaking into the phone, but you cannot see the other person's face. You have no idea if they understand you or, if they like what you were saying.
Right. It can feel a little lonely.
It can. But today, we're going to fix that. We're going to explore exactly what happens in a Mercor AI interview.
Yes, we will look at the exact types of questions you will get.
And, most importantly, the best way to pass it.
So to pass this interview, you first need to understand what you're actually talking to.
Okay, let's start with the basic facts.
First, you are talking to an AI program. It is not a real person.
Right.
And this interview is asynchronous.
Asynchronous. That means it is not live, right?
Exactly. You record your answers on video,
Yeah.
and the system saves them. The whole process usually takes about 20 minutes.
Wow, 20 minutes. But because it is not live, you won't get any real-time human feedback.
Right. Nobody is nodding their head or smiling to encourage you.
That sounds tough. But how does the setup actually work? Like, if the AI is recording me, I imagine my physical room is very important.
Oh, it is. You really need to prepare your physical space before you start.
What do I need to do?
Well, you need a quiet room. And you have to make sure the lighting is bright so the camera can see your face clearly.
Okay, quiet room, good lighting.
Yes. You also must have a stable internet connection. And you need the right web browser.
Like which one?
You should use Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, or Safari. Other browsers might cause technical problems.
Good to know. I always worry my microphone isn't working, though. Is there a way to test my equipment first?
Yes, thankfully. You enter a digital waiting room first.
Oh, nice.
There, you can test your camera and your microphone before the official interview begins.
That is a relief.
And your microphone is so important because of how the AI scores you. You see, the AI listens to your voice.
Right.
Then it creates a text transcript. It basically writes down everything you say.
So it is turning my speech into text.
Exactly.
That explains why a quiet room is so necessary. Like, if there is background noise, the AI might write down the wrong words.
Precisely. And after it creates that text file, the AI scores your answers.
Based on what?
Based on specific rules. Then later on, human reviewers will read that transcript and watch your video to make the final hiring decision.
Oh, so a human does see it eventually.
Yes, they do.
I have a question about the AI itself. Is this just a robot reading a fixed list of questions? Like, does everyone get the same 10 questions?
No, actually, the AI is adaptive.
Adaptive. What does that mean?
It means it changes based on you. Before the interview starts, the AI reads your resume.
Oh, wow.
And during the interview, it listens to your previous answers. Then it will ask follow-up questions based specifically on what you just said.
So if I mention a specific software I used, the AI might immediately ask me a detailed question about that exact software.
Exactly. But because it adapts to your resume, we can actually predict the kinds of questions it will ask you.
That is great news. Let's talk about those questions.
They usually fall into 5 common categories.
What is the first one?
The first category is background and experience. The AI wants to verify the basic facts on your resume.
What kind of question would that be?
A simple example is, tell me about a recent project from your resume.
Okay. For that type of question, my advice is to keep your answer focused on what you did.
Right, not the whole team.
Exactly. Do not talk about what your team did. The AI is evaluating you. So use the word I, not we.
That is so true. The AI is literally scanning your transcript for the word I. If you say, we did this, the AI doesn't know what your specific job was.
It needs to hear, I managed this or I built that.
Exactly. So once the AI confirms your past experience, it wants to test if you can apply that experience.
Makes sense.
This is the second category, skills and past work. The AI wants to know if you actually know how to use the tools you listed.
Can you give me an example question?
Sure. It might ask, how did you use this specific software or skill to get results?
Here, you need to prove your skill. Mention real numbers or clear results.
Yes, numbers are great.
Don't just say, I am good at Excel.
Yeah.
Say, I used Excel to organize data, which saved my team 2 hours every week.
That is a perfect answer. Numbers are universal. AI systems easily recognize them as proof of success.
What comes after skills?
The third category is scenario or problem solving. The AI will test how your brain works when you face a challenge.
Like what?
Like, how would you fix a project that is suddenly failing?
Oh, that is a stressful question. For problem solving, you should explain your logic step by step.
Yes, step by step is key.
Use words like, first I would do this, second I would do that. The AI wants to see how you think. It is looking for an organized process.
And that organized process leads us to the fourth category, communication and clarity.
How does it test that?
Sometimes it's a follow-up question. The AI might listen to your previous answer and say, can you explain that previous point in more detail?
Oh, I hate when that happens. But when the AI asks you to explain more, do not panic.
Right, it doesn't mean you made a mistake.
Exactly. Just use short, clear sentences. Explain it as if you are talking to a friend who doesn't work in your industry. Keep it very simple.
Very true. Now, the fifth category ties everything together. It is motivation and work style.
Motivation. What kind of question is that?
The AI wants to understand the choices you make. It might ask, why did you choose that specific approach to solve the problem?
Wait, let me push back a little bit here.
Sure.
We are talking to a computer program. Does an AI really understand human motivation?
That is a fair question.
I mean, does it care about my feelings or my passion for the job?
No, it does not. The AI does not look for deep human emotion. It doesn't understand passion.
So what is it looking for?
It looks for clear logic. It wants to see that you made a decision based on solid professional reasons. It listens for trade-offs, like, choosing between speed and cost.
It is a relief to know you don't need to be a great actor. You just need to be logical.
Exactly. And since the AI is looking for clear logic and structure, how you build your answer is the absolute secret to passing.
Which brings us to a very important part of our talk today, how to answer well.
Yes. The number one rule here is to answer directly.
Answer directly.
Do not tell a long background story. Start with a direct answer immediately. Do not go around the question.
To help you answer directly, there is a very famous, very simple structure you can use.
Yes, the STAR method.
Exactly. STAR. It helps you tell a professional story perfectly.
How does it work?
Well, S stands for situation. You briefly explain the problem in one sentence.
Okay, situation.
Then T stands for task. You explain your goal in one sentence.
Right.
A stands for action. You list the specific steps you took. This should be 2 or 3 sentences.
Got it.
And finally, R stands for result. You share the successful outcome, preferably with numbers, just one sentence.
The reason the STAR method works so wonderfully with AI is because of how the computer reads your text.
What do you mean?
Well, when you say the situation was, the AI tags that section.
Oh, I see.
When you say, my action was, the AI recognizes you are moving to the next logical step.
Right.
It makes your answer incredibly easy to transcribe and score.
That makes a lot of sense. You are basically giving the AI a map of your answer.
Exactly, a clear map.
But these answers shouldn't be too long, right?
No, they should not. When you use the STAR method, your answers should be concise.
How concise?
Ideally, you want to speak for between 30 and 90 seconds per answer.
Wow, 90 seconds is not a long time. You really have to get straight to the point.
Yes, you do.
But what happens if you don't understand the AI's question? Sometimes machines ask strange or confusing questions.
If you don't understand, you should simply ask the AI to clarify.
Wait, really? I can just ask it a question?
Yes. You can talk to it just like a person in this situation. You can say, could you repeat that?
That is so helpful.
Or you can ask, do you want a general answer or do you want technical details?
So you are in control.
You are.
It reminds me of giving a clear set of driving directions.
How so?
Well, if someone asks you how to drive to the hospital, you wouldn't tell them a story about the beautiful trees on the way.
No, they would be very confused.
Right. You would just say, turn left at the light, go straight for 2 miles, then turn right, and you arrive.
Exactly. The AI wants simple driving directions for your career. Just give the directions.
I love that.
Now, here is a very practical tip for staying calm.
Okay.
Sometimes the AI asks a difficult question, and you might need a few seconds to think about your answer.
Oh, definitely. I almost always need a moment to organize my thoughts before I speak.
That is perfectly fine. But do not just sit in total silence.
Why not?
If the microphone hears a long silence, the AI might think you were finished speaking.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I might end the recording early and move to the next question.
That would be terrible. How do we avoid that?
Simply say out loud, "Let me think for a moment."
Oh, just tell it you were thinking.
Yes. Or say, "That is a good question. Let me organize my thoughts." This tells the system that audio is still coming in. It lets the AI know you are still there and still participating.
That is a brilliant trick. It buys you time and it keeps the machine happy.
Exactly.
So we know how to give the AI good driving directions now, but what happens when we take a wrong turn? Let's talk about common mistakes.
Nervousness causes many common mistakes.
I believe it. What is the first one?
The first big mistake is talking too long. Some people start rambling. They talk for 3 minutes without making a clear point.
But why is that bad for the AI? Doesn't more talking mean more information?
Not for an AI. When you ramble, your text transcript becomes a huge, confusing block of text.
Oh, I see.
The computer cannot find your main point. It loses the logical structure. So keep it under 90 seconds.
That makes sense. Another big mistake is not answering the actual question.
Yes, that happens a lot.
Sometimes candidates try to use big corporate buzzwords instead of giving real details. They're very vague.
And if you are vague, the AI will notice immediately.
What happens then?
When it notices you are being vague, it will ask you a very difficult follow-up question. It will force you to give the details you tried to hide.
So it is better to just be honest and direct from the start.
Always. Now, the third common mistake is trying to sound too complicated.
People think they need to use huge academic words to sound smart to a computer, right?
Yes, but please don't do this. Simple, clear English is always better.
Why is simple English better for a smart computer?
Because of the speech-to-text software. If you use a big, complex word and mispronounce it, the AI might mishear you.
Oh, and it will type the wrong word into your transcript.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if you just say use instead of utilize, the AI will understand you perfectly every single time.
Simple is powerful.
It really is.
Okay, the fourth mistake is just panicking because it is an AI.
Yes, the panic freeze.
People freeze up, they stare blankly at the camera, or they write out a whole script and try to read it off the screen like a robot.
I strongly advise against reading from a script.
But if the AI is just grading text, shouldn't I read from a perfectly written script?
No, because it sounds very unnatural. Remember our first point. The AI creates the transcript, but human reviewers will eventually watch your video.
Oh, right. I forgot about the humans.
A human hiring manager wants to see a real, confident person. They do not want to hire someone who's just reading a screen.
So what should I do instead?
Use a few bullet points on a piece of paper if you need to remember things, but speak naturally.
You are talking to a computer, but you are auditioning for a human.
Exactly.
Okay, we've talked a lot about the theory. Let's see what a natural, structured, confident answer actually sounds like. Let's do a short role play.
Sounds great.
I will be the AI interviewer, and you be the candidate applying for a job. Ready?
I am ready.
Beep. Hello. Please walk me through a project where you solved a difficult problem.
Certainly. In my last job, our customer service team was losing track of client emails.
Okay, that was the situation.
Right. Then I explained my task. My task was to find a way to organize the communication.
Nice and clear.
Then the action. I researched 3 different software tools. I chose the best one, and I spent 1 week training the team on how to use it.
Excellent. And the result?
As a result, our email response time improved by 50%, and we didn't lose any more client messages.
Notice what happened there. He started with the situation. He moved to his task. He explained his specific action using the word I.
Keep it focused on what I did.
Yes. And he finished with a clear result. It was well under 90 seconds, and he used a specific number when he said 50%.
The AI loves percentages and numbers.
Let's do a follow-up question to test that. Beep. You mentioned researching 3 software tools. Why did you choose that specific solution instead of the other options?
I chose that specific solution because of a trade-off between price and speed.
Oh, a trade-off.
Yes. Option A was cheaper, but it was very slow to set up. Option B was slightly more expensive, but it was ready to use immediately.
Very logical.
Since our team was losing emails every day, time was our biggest priority. Therefore, I chose option B to solve the problem faster.
Look at how he handled that follow-up. He didn't panic when the AI asked for more details.
No need to panic.
He calmly explained a simple trade-off, fast versus cheap. He answered directly. He didn't use overly complicated vocabulary. He just explained his logic.
And seeing it in action proves that you don't need to be perfect, you just need to be clear.
Exactly.
If you speak clearly and use a simple structure, the AI will capture your value accurately.
This makes the whole process feel much less scary. It is just a new tool to learn.
It really is. At the end of the day, an AI interview is still just an interview.
That is a great reminder.
The platform is different, the camera might feel a little strange, but the goal is exactly the same. Your goal is to share your experience and show your skills.
I want to emphasize a supportive message to everyone listening. Clear thinking and good structure matter much, much more than having perfect English.
Absolutely.
Do not worry if you make a small language mistake. The AI is looking for your logic and your results. Take a deep breath, speak slowly, and trust your professional skills.
You have done the hard work in your career. Now you just have to describe it.
Exactly.
Confidence and structure are the ultimate keys to passing this stage. If you use the STAR method, give direct answers, and speak simply, you will do very well.
I want to leave you with a final thought to think about. We spent all this time practicing for an AI interview. We learned to speak clearly.
We learn to be concise.
Yes, we learned to use structured logic like the STAR method. Practicing for an AI interview doesn't just help you pass this one computer test.
What else does it do?
It actually makes you a much stronger, more persuasive communicator in everyday life.
Oh, that is very true.
Speaking with clear logic will help you in every future human conversation you will ever have.
That is a wonderful point. Good communication is good communication, whether you are talking to a machine or a human manager.
So the next time you get that email invite, remember our voicemail analogy. It is just a voicemail.
But now you know exactly what to say after the beep.
Yes, you understand the machine, you know the questions, and you have the structure. You are ready for this challenge. Good luck out there.